profit and non-profit organization. Now in this chapter, we are going to study about what are non-profit organizations, the different types of non-profit organizations and examples of non-profit organizations. Now before coming to your non-profit organization, we'll first understand what you mean by profit-seeking organization. As from the name itself, we can understand that organizations which are established and operated primarily with the motive of earning profits are known as profit-seeking organization. Now, profit-seeking organization are basically your business organization, your business enterprises. In the long run, no business can run for a long time if it is not earning profit. Now, that is why in business, the incentive is there that if we earn profit, more we earn profit, people are prompted to set up their own business. Profit is it also provides the money for your further modernization, for your further expansion and growth of business enterprises. Your simple examples of profit-seeking organization, like you must have seen your grocery shops around you, like your automobile repair workshops. Then you have your transport companies, you have your sugar mills, then you have, there are many different types of organizations around you where the motive is to earn profit. Am I clear, children? What do you mean by profit-seeking organization? I think this is very simple. Any organization which is set up to earn profit is known as profit-seeking organization. And why do we need to earn profits? To survive. We need to earn profit to survive in the long run. We also need profit for modernization, for the expansion of our business, for the growth of our business. If we don't have a profit motive, we would not like to run a business. All right. Now we come to the next part of the topic chapter, that is non-profit organization. As you can see from the definition, organizations which are set up and run not to earn profit but to serve the society are known as non-profit organizations. So that means the organization where the motive is not to earn profit but the motive is to serve the society or for the welfare of the society are known as non-profit organizations. Can anybody give me an example of non-profit organization?
NGOs.
Okay, correct. NGO.
NGO.
All right. Apart from NGO, anything else? Any other non-profit organization you have seen?
Ma'am, old age homes and all.
Okay, correct. Old age homes. Apart from that, anything else?
Ma'am, any charity doing company?
Okay, any that means charity, orphanage. All right.
club.
What else?
Sports clubs, maybe.
Sports club. Okay, all right. That means we'll say the government sports club, right? We'll not talk about the private sports club. The
Yes.
sports club where they want to give service and not to earn profit. Apart from that, anything else you feel which is a non-profit organization? Anything run by the government which you feel is non-profit organization? Anybody? All right. So I will discuss about the examples of non-profit organization in our next slide. Just have a look. Examples of non-profit organization. The first one, as somebody just mentioned, charitable organizations. I have given you examples like Ratan Tata Trust. That is just one of the examples. Now, these organizations basically provides financial assistance for various social causes. Now, that social causes can be education to the young people who belong to poor family. Okay, many big business houses and industrial houses have established charitable trust to provide help, to provide scholarships for higher education to the young children who belong to poor family, who are not financially well off to go for higher studies. So we have a charitable organization, which is a non-profit organization. Next we have is educational organization. Now many business houses have set up schools and colleges which provide educational facilities to public at nominal cost. Can anybody tell me what you mean by nominal cost?
Affordable costs.
Okay, yes. Anybody else? Do you think nominal cost means earning profit? Yes, anybody? Do they mean when we say nominal cost, they're taking some money from us? So do they mean that they are earning profit also?
No, ma'am.
They need money from us. Why do they need that nominal cost from us? Any idea?
So that more people could come because it is at an affordable price.
Okay, anything else?
So that all the people could afford
So that all the people
or
can afford. Okay, no, my question is, why are they charging nominal cost? Why are not they giving free, or why are they taking some amount of money?
Ma'am, because might it is a non-profit organization, so they are like helping or doing something.
But they can give free also, na? Like charitable
Uh,
organizations are giving free, but why educational organizations are taking nominal cost?
They might need the money to spend it for other purposes.
Other purposes mean you're correct, but other purposes mean what? You're coming close to the answer. Yes, they
Um,
need money for what?
Because
production.
One by one. Yes, Shifa?
everyone should get education so that
Okay, yeah, that is definitely the purpose. That purpose is definitely there to serve the society. Yes, everybody should get education, but I'm asking you, why a nominal cost?
Ma'am, for the cost of production.
The cost of production of what?
The materials used.
Absolutely correct. Yes, you are almost near. Khyati, you were almost near. And who was this who had given the answer just now?
Ma'am, Shreya.
Shreya. Okay, yes, I'll just correct you on that. Nominal cost means, as you all know, when you have these educational organizations set up by government, your central and state government, like what we call in other language, government schools and colleges. Over there, you must have seen they provide you with the infrastructure, they provide you with tables and chairs, they have provided you with the basic necessities which is required for education. Now, how do they spend on that? They want money for all those things. So that is why they take nominal cost. They are not taking too much of fees from you. They're not earning profit, but whatever nominal money which they take from you is used for operation of your schools and colleges. Do you understand what you mean? Operation means the basic thing: electricity, buying furniture, blackboard, chalks, all these things require some amount of money. Yes, so all this money, that is why they are charging nominal price, because they cannot give education to so many people absolutely free. So that is why they charge some nominal cost which is utilized for the operation of the schools and colleges. Am I clear, children? Yes. Okay. So educational organization means they are set up by central and state government. Your example I have given you, IIT, IIM. They are the government organizations which charge the nominal fees. They don't charge very high fees. They charge the nominal fees to provide education for the development of the country. Now, you have to understand there are certain other education organizations which charge proper fees. Okay, high fees. They do not come under non-profit organization. They come under profit organization. That means your private schools and colleges, they come under your profit organizations. Am I clear, children? Okay. Next we come to is your religious organization. As from the name it suggests, religious organizations are there to provide facilities to people for their religious activities. For example, like people go to temple, churches, gurdwara, masjid, all of them to satisfy their social religious needs. Remember, we have done in non-economic activities, going to temple and gurdwara for satisfaction of their religious activities. So they are also your non-profit organizations. Okay, next we come to public health organization. Now I'll give you, before asking you examples of public health organization, I will just explain you. Public hospitals and dispensaries are set up to provide free medical services facilities to the public in general. Can anybody tell me any example of public health organization? I've given you one example, Sulabh International. What do you mean by that?
all the sanitary related.
Yes, absolutely. In other words, we say Sulabh Sauchalaya. You must have seen in different places, you have these washrooms everywhere so that people can use it. Now again, in those washrooms, they charge you minimal, nominal cost, like they take 1 rupee. Can you tell me now, why do they take 1 rupee from you?
To keep it clean.
Absolutely correct. Excellent answer, Vidhi. Yes, they are taking 1 rupee. That is very nominal. That is not at all expensive at all if you use it. Why they are taking it? So that the same reason what Vidhi has given, they want to keep the washrooms clean. As you all know, to keep the washroom clean, you need some sanitizers, you need hand wash, you need, cleaning floors and all that. You need certain stuff to clean them. So that nominal cost which they take from you for using those, washrooms, that is used for your cleaning purpose, and but that is for the welfare of the people. Why are they putting it? Because people don't dirty the area around us. That is why nowadays the government has made it mandatory to have these washrooms in every area all over India. Okay, so that people use them properly and do not dirty our environment. Am I clear, children? Similarly, we also have many health dispensaries, dispensaries, hospitals set up by the government. Again, over there also, they charge you nominal cost for the fees of the doctor, for the treatment which you are taking. Why? Again, to cover up the operations of that hospitals. But they are charging you very nominal because their main purpose is to serve the people, serve the patients who come there. Am I clear, children? Everybody, I think this is very easy and very general. Now we come to the other examples of non-profit organization. Then we have is municipal organizations. Now municipal authorities in every state and union territory provide services like water, sanitation, electricity, sewage disposal, and many other things which are necessity and which are important for the people. I have just can anybody give me an example of municipal organizations? If you have gone through the notes which I had given you yesterday, I had written there.
Ma'am, New Delhi Municipal Corporation.
Okay, apart from that, anything in Mumbai or Maharashtra?
BMC.
What?
Ma'am, BMC.
Okay, apart from that, I think you must have heard Thane Municipal Corporation.
TMC.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, TMC.
ma'am.
Okay, even in Mumbai also you have municipal corporation. Now, what is the main purpose of all of them is to provide you the basic services, to provide the people who are staying in these area, in these states, the basic services related to water, electricity. And again, here also they charge you the nominal cost which you are consuming. You have to pay the bill for what you are consuming. They are not making any profit out of it. Am I clear, children? Yes. Then we come to the next example, that is your political organization. I'm very sure that you all know what are political organizations. Yes, examples of political organization. Anybody? One I have already given you, BJP.
AAM.
Okay.
Congress. Aam Aadmi Party.
Okay, yes. So we have different organizations. Basically, what is the aim of political parties? To protect and promote the political interest of the members. They are basically sponsoring and supporting their candidates during elections and carrying out various political functions. So basically, again, political organization, what is the main motive? To serve the society, to serve the people, to help their candidates so that they can serve the people of the country. Clear, children? Next we come to is mutual benefit organization. Now your mutual benefit organizations are voluntary organizations which are set up for the benefit of their members and public. I have given you examples of club and trade union. Any idea what do you mean by clubs and trade union? Anyone? Children, I want you to answer. Even if you are wrong, it's absolutely okay.
Ma'am,
Yes?
ma'am, I don't know about trade unions, but about the clubs, I think it would be the Rotary clubs or these kind of clubs.
Correct, correct, absolutely correct. Where the main purpose is that people should come voluntary and contribute something to the society, and also for other activities which keep them involved and healthy and to serve the society. Your trade unions, I'll tell you what is that. In your trade unions, they basically in the factories. You know, in factories we have workers and laborers. I hope you all know that, who are working in the factories. Now these people are, most of them are not educated. They don't know about their rights. They don't know how to ask for or convey their suggestions or ideas to the management. So what they do is they form a trade union. They form a group, a voluntary association of all the laborers, and they appoint one representative, a leader who will convey the grievances, who will convey the suggestions, who will convey the ideas of the laborers or any demands of the laborer to the company's management. Okay, so trade unions are made for what? For the benefit of the workers who are working in the factory or a industry. Are you all clear? So trade unions are what? They are voluntary associations which are made by the laborers who are working in a factory or in an area, so that their suggestions, their demands, their grievances can be conveyed to the management and vice versa. Even though when the management wants to convey something to the laborers, they cannot come directly and talk to the laborers who are working there, workers. So what they do, they talk to the representative of the trade union, who will then convey to the workers in the factory. Children, am I clear with what do you mean by trade unions? You've got an idea what are trade unions? Yes? I'll give you a simple example. For example, the workers feel that there should be an increase in their salary or in their wages. Now, how the workers can convey to the management? They will convey it through the trade union. Their representative, the leader of the trade union, will go and convey to the management that the workers are asking for a rise in their wages and the reason for the rise in the wages. Am I clear? Are you all clear, children? What do you mean by trade unions? All right. Now I'll come to the next and the last example of a non-profit organization, that is Commonweal Organization. Now these organizations are established for the benefit of the public at large or whole society. I've given you examples, your army, your police, your fire service, all these are examples of your Commonweal Organization. Basically, for a simple example, your army, the people who are in the forces, they are protecting their country, they're defending the whole country from the, any kind of attack from outside countries. So they are doing what? They are serving the nation. Yes, they're serving the society at large. They're helping the individuals also. They're protecting the people also, and they're protecting their country also. Children, am I clear? Similarly, your police services, as you all have seen now in the current scenario, the police is helping a lot the citizens. Yes, maintaining the lockdown, telling the people what to do and what not to do. So are the police is doing what? They're doing their duty. They're serving the society. They are going beyond what is being asked for. Do you all agree with me? Yes, children? Yes. So these all are what? These are Commonweal Organization. Basically, they are for the benefit of the society and the nation at large. So these were the different types or examples of your non-profit organizations. Any doubt till here, children? Yes, any doubt, anybody? Soham, any doubt? Kyra, any doubt? Naisa, any doubt? Tane, any doubt? Yes, children, if you have any doubt, please ask me right now so that I can proceed to the next topic. Okay, so I think this is clear. Now we go to the next topic. That is your comparison between profit and non-profit organization. This is again very easy. Okay, as you can see from the table. Children, please remember, I am telling you again, in case you get a difference between two things, you have to make a tabular form the way it is made here, and also the basis of distinction. All right. So we start with the comparison between profit and non-profit organization. The first one is, the basis of distinction is motive. Who can tell me the first motive? It's very simple. Yes, Ved, can you tell me the motive of profit organization?
Ma'am, it is to earn profits.
Absolutely correct. And non-profit organization?
It's to render service.
Yes, render service to the society, to the people. Absolutely correct. Next is main function. I hope you all remember when we were doing the economic activities, we had done under economic activity, the main purpose function is for this production and distribution of goods and services. Do you all remember that? Yes. So again here, profit organization, it is an economic activity. Business houses, they're involved in economic activity. So their main function is production and distribution of goods and services. Whereas the non-profit organization, the function is basically to help the people, to render service to the people for different social causes. Next is basis of distinction is risk. Here in profit organization, it's written high. In non-profit, it is low. Can anybody tell me how the risk is high in profit-making organization and low in non-profit organizations?
Maybe because money is not involved.
Absolutely correct. Who's that?
Ma'am, Shreya.
Okay, yes, absolutely correct. Yes. I hope you remember when we are doing business in the second chapter, it was written, one of the features of business was risk. Do you all remember? Yes. A business, there's no business without risk. A business has a risk of earning loss, okay, and also incentive of earning profit. Every business has a very high factor of risk. There is always uncertainty. I think I have already explained you the current situation which we all are facing. Many of the business houses are suffering losses because of an uncertain situation. Nobody had expected such kind of situation which has arisen right now. Yes, nobody had thought that they will not earn profit for 40 days or for 2 months. It was totally unexpected. So there was a lot of risk and there's a lot of money involved in business. That is why the risk factor is there. See, I'll just give you a simple example. If you take an example of a shop, if you have opened up a shop and you have taken it on rent, no matter whether you are earning profit and loss, you have to pay the rent for the shop. You have to give salaries to the person who are working in the shop. Okay, you have to give the basic, you have to spend the basic things, money on the basic thing. So what is all that? You're not earning profit, but still you have to pay, right? So what is that? If it is for a short period of time, it is okay. But if it goes for a long period of time, then the company can have a lot of losses. Am I clear, children?
Ma'am, I have a doubt.
Yes.
Ma'am, why is it saying that it has the non-profit organizations have a low chance of risk? Because since no money is involved, according to the compared to the profit organization, there should
Yes.
be negligible risk, right?
But I can't hear you. Can you just repeat a little louder? Keep your mic on there. Yes.
Yeah. Why is it saying that the non-profit organizations have a low chance of risk? Because there is not as much money involved compared to profit organizations.
See,
It should be negligible,
risk,
right?
no, the risk factor is low because the money is not involved. They don't fear any losses. Neither they are gaining profit nor they are having losses. So that is why the risk factor is low. The only thing what they are taking from the people is the nominal cost, right? The nominal cost which they are taking, that they are using for the operation of either a hospital or a, like Sulabh Shauchalaya or your colleges, right? They are not earning profit. They don't have to earn profit. Their motive is not to earn profit. So the risk factor is very less. Now, in the current scenario, what is happening is, if you take an example of a non-profit organization, if their organization is not running, are they earning into loss? No, they are not earning into loss, right? They were rendering services. For example, if you must have seen, there are so many NGOs around you who are doing what nowadays. They are collecting, things, food items, and giving to the poor people. Do you think that they are earning any profit or loss in all that? If they get the provision of food and provide to the people, they are very happy that they are doing social service, right? But if they are not able to do it, it's not money is not involved in that, right? So the risk factor is less because the money involved, it is a voluntary thing. People are doing it voluntary. All right. So that is why the risk involved is very less in case of non-profit organization. But because a lot of money is involved, that is why, and a lot of production and distribution is involved. That is why in profit-making organization, the risk involved is high. Am I clear, Khyati? Any other doubt, children? Children, please ask me doubt if you have anything bothering you. All right. Okay. We move to the next thing. Next one. Net result. What is the net result of operations in a profit organization? As I have just mentioned you, either the company is going to earn profit or the company is going to earn a loss. Okay. But in case of non-profit organization, we do not call it profit or loss, since I have just mentioned that the money is not involved. We call it surplus or deficit. Any idea what you mean by surplus or deficit?
Surplus is when you have more or something in action.
Absolutely correct. Surplus means when you have more money. For example, if a company, if an organization is doing something, for example, education, they are giving you education only, fine, and they are charging nominal cost. And in case it feels that they are getting surplus money is collected with them. What they will do? They will not put into profit. They will put into surplus and they will utilize it in something giving better to the children. Maybe they provide educom services in their colleges, which is again for the betterment of the children, as a service to the children. So it is not that the extra money which they are having, they will utilize for themselves. No, again that surplus money will be utilized for the betterment of the people. And deficit means less money. If they had planned that every child will give us so much of money as a fees for them, but there will be many defaulters, many children who will not be paying that fees also, or who cannot afford that minimum fees. If that amount collected is less, that is known as deficit. That means less amount of money they have got. Am I
Ma'am, so
correct?
the
If they have, if they're going to have less amount of money, if they are running into deficit, it will affect the functioning of their colleges and hospitals. They will not be able to provide efficient services to the people, poor people. Yes, Kathy, you were saying something?
Yeah, ma'am, like you said, that there are some people who cannot even afford the nominal
Yes.
fees. So
Yes.
do they still get to be in the respective schools?
Yes, for example, say children in hospitals, the government has made it like the people have to submit their source of income proof, a document proof. If they feel, I hope you must have heard this line, poverty line. You must have people, there are many people who are below poverty line. Now, when we say poverty line, it doesn't mean that all of them are very poor. There will be few people who will be very poor, who can't even afford a basic, thing. There will be some people who can afford some basic treatment. So they have to submit their document. I hope you must have heard ration card and all those things. So when they submit, their incomes are mentioned there. So the government makes certain slabs for them so that people who are really poor, sometimes they do get a free treatment, or again, some trust or some charitable organization or NGOs will sponsor their treatment. Okay, they have tie-up with the hospitals. All right, clear, children? Okay, but obviously if the treatment is very expensive, then they have to pay a little amount of money. Okay. All right. Now we come to the next point, that is tax. In profit organization, tax is mandatory. The companies have to pay tax. Okay, but whereas non-profit organization, they are exempted from tax. The government does not put any tax on their services. But in case of profit making, it is mandatory. Tax is charged. All right. Next we come to government grants. Any idea what do you mean by government grants?
Permissions.
Pardon? Yes.
Ma'am, the money given by the government to support a particular NGO or something.
Absolutely correct. Excellent answer. Yes. The government grants means the government subsidies. I hope you must have heard this word, subsidies. The government providing some financial support to the people. Now, I think just now Khyati told me that some people who are really poor, who cannot afford anything, how do they help? In that case, the government provides some grants and subsidies to people who are really very poor, or who are, don't have that much of money to even afford a single, medicine or something like that. So the government provides such support to the hospitals or colleges and many other areas. That is possible only in non-profit organization. That doesn't happen in a profit-making organization. Am I clear, children?
Ma'am, so the government gets the funding from other organizations.
Yes, government gives funding. They provide funding wherever required.
Then how do they get the profits?
The government is not getting profit. The government don't get profit, beta.
But then how will they supply money or support the NGOs?
I'll give you a simple example. Right now, what is the scenario? Have you heard about the PM Relief Fund? Yes?
Yes.
What is that? Is it a profit-making or non-profit making organization?
Non-profit making.
Non-profit. Now, what is the government is doing? Why the government is collecting money to provide what?
Support to the
people who are affected by this coronavirus lockdown. Yes, to provide food to people who cannot afford to have the daily wages, the laborers, migrants who don't have food to eat. So what their basic purpose is, provide them for the people for staying, for giving them food, shelter and all those things. Now, from where is the government getting all these funds? Where is the government getting funds? Yes, the government is telling people to give open contribution. Yes, nobody is forced to give any kind of donation or contribution, but it is like that if you want to help so that your money doesn't go into wrong hands, you put it in the PM fund so that PM fund can be utilized for the services of the help for the people. Now, in this case, in the current situation, it is for the coronavirus people. But when coronavirus is not there, it goes away. That fund can be utilized for the flood victims, the people who are suffering from earthquakes. Yes, they will be there. As you know, there are so many natural disasters happening in the country, right? So the government fund, these funds are utilized for the betterment, for providing shelter, food to the people, needy people. So how does the government get? As you have just told me, by people who are voluntarily giving donations. There's so many people who give donations to so many institutes, NGOs, and funds and trust. So this way they collect the money, and if they don't get the sufficient money, the government from its own funds, from its own budget, they put money in those things to help the people.